Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Sky of the First Sin. Yep. Last we left off, we finished up the Broom Tower. Yep. The last thing we had to do was Memory of the Old Iron King. Yep. It's another challenge zone of Dark Souls 2. Yeah, this time it's on a time limit because you're in the memory, and you have a limited time in memories. Yep. And the only way to access it is to beat the Fume Knights and pick up the Crown of the Iron King. So, yep. Once you have that, the memory is accessible. Yep. Although getting to the memory would have been a pain in the butt, but we did that earlier. Yep. It's guarded by an Adalia statue and NPC invader prowlers. There's like 5 or 6 of them in total, but yeah, we did that before we could do the memory. But anyway, I digress. Yep. So we did the Memory of the Iron King. Yep. Mm-hmm. And inside were a bunch of Unlawn Knights, I think a captain or two, and a few salamanders. Luckily, this time the salamanders in there are much weaker. Yeah, they're kind of like stationary, so you can just pick them off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we just kind of slowly worked our way through. Well, slowly in a sense, but we had to pick up a somewhat of a pace because we were on a time limit again. I'm not sure how long it is. It's like a few minutes, but yeah. So I was kind of rushing myself to get through the memory. Yeah, but yeah. So we took care of the Anon Knights along the way, the Salamanders as well. Picked up a few items. There's like some effigies, some upgrade materials. There's a twin blade +7 in there, as well as I think at the longbow +5. Or is that from something else? I think it might have been from somewhere else. I think I picked that up in the Broom Tower. I know there was the twin blade +7 in there. Again, some soul items, upgrade materials, effigies. I think one of these salamanders dropped a cracked red-eye orb. Yeah. I think the only loot of note were the effigies and that twin blade +7, so yeah, not much to talk about there. Yeah, but it is only in 2 sections. I thought there was 3, but luckily there's only 2. Mm-hmm. Yep. And at the end of it was our duel with Sir Alon. Yep. Probably one of the better fights in Dark Souls 2, in my opinion. Definitely one of the top 3. Yeah, he's basically just like another knight type enemy. No real gimmicks. Just you and him, your weapons. He is pretty quick. He likes to hop around a lot, especially after combos. Yeah, and his little dashing strike is pretty quick. Yeah, it caught me off guard the first time, but because I knew it was going to be quick, but I didn't realize it was that quick. So yeah, but it's just a slow, steady fight. And you got to pick your opportunities to strike, when to heal, when to recover stamina. And we did take him out. Yep. He drops his soul, and if you are able to beat him without getting hits, he does do a special death animation. He does commit seppuku, which is, ritual suicide in Japanese culture. But I'm not that good, so I have not done that myself. But yeah, he will do that if you don't get hit. Yeah, so we just took him on, grabbed his soul, and our reward for the memory is a smelter wedge, which is on his little chair in the back. Yep. The final smelter wedge in order to destroy the last ash idol, which we left outside of the path towards the memory of the king, memory of the old Iron King. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we took that smelter wedge, went down, broke the statue, grabbed the last fragment of Nadalia's. Is it Nadalia? Yeah, it's Nadalia. Yes, I'm thinking it was like Natalia, but no, it's Nadalia. Yeah, so you grab the last fragment of Nadalia's soul, and once you have all 12 in your inventory, they coalesce into her true soul of Nadalia, Bride of Ash. Yeah, the soul you can actually use to trade for I think it's a chime and a pyromancy, but. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we went to Ornifex to check out the stuff we could get for the souls of the Fume Knight, Nadalia, and Suralon. For the Fume Knight, we did grab the Fume Sword. Yeah. His regular long sword, not his ultra great sword, no. Yeah, just his regular sword. And from Alon's soul, we grabbed his bewitching Alon katana. I think that's what it's called. Hold on, I'm curious now. Yeah, a bewitched Erlon sword. This is what we grabbed from Sir Alon's soul. Yep. I have not upgraded just yet. I am working on it, but this is what we got from the Fume Knight, the Fume Sword. Yeah, just a regular straight sword, but it has dark on it, so pretty interesting. It's the sword he had in his right hand? Yeah, it's the sword he had in his right hand, oddly enough. I thought he would have his ultra great sword in his right hand, but no, he has this sword in his right hand during phase 1. So, yeah. And then from Nadalia's soul, we went to Strayed and got to the Outcry Pyromancy. Yep, it's a firestorm type pyromancy that I think it's the strongest one of its kind. It's very strong. You only have one cast of it though, or you have a base of one cast. So just be mindful of where you use it. And although I didn't show it in the episode, I did grab Sir Alon's armor. Yeah, once you beat Sir Alon, his armor becomes available with Marigold in the Iron Keep. Yep. Let me see if I can. Yep. Yeah, worn by Sir Alon. Alon came to this land from the east, chose to serve a little-known and unestablished lord, and helped him become the old Iron King. At the very peak of his sire's rule, Sir Alon set out again in search of lands unknown. Yeah, so again, once you beat Sir Alon, his armor set is available for Marigold, so I did grab that between episodes. Also, I forgot about a thing in the Broom Tower. Yep, there's a fake wall on one of the elevators. Yeah, I think it's the elevator leading up to the Memory of the Iron King. We start from the foray bonfire. You take the elevator up, all the way up, and you take the elevator that's inset into the wall. I think it's off to the left. And if you mash it on the way up, it will open the door. And this is actually behind that wall. I completely forgot about it. I'll probably show a clip of it here, me getting it, but yeah. It's basically does what the Witch's Veil does. Yeah, Hood intimidating the head of a hollow provides curse resistance and makes it easier to detect messages from other worlds. Yeah, finally crafted to perfectly imitate the head of a hollow, only without the adherent stench. Whoever created this was surely deeply respectful of those who lost to hollowing. Yep. So again, it just provides curse immunity, so you're immune to the curse buildup. So, other than that, it's pretty weak. Yep. Yeah, see, 1,000 the curse resists. And it is 1.5 unit of weight. Wow. How much is the veil? 0.5, or I'd rather go with the veil. Yeah, screw the hollow skin. Yeah. But I forgot about that. Yeah. Yep. And yeah, that was it. That's all I did. Finished up the Broom Tower by doing the Memory of the Iron King, took on Sir Alon, and grabbed some stuff from the souls. And between episodes, I went back into Shulva to farm the imperfects. Yeah, those little dragon-like imperfects in the temple, because those things drop petrified dragon bones, Titanite slabs, and rarely dragon scales. Yep. Yeah. So I did farm them between episodes. So I did use their petrified dragon bone to upgrade some of the boss weapons. The slabs I used to upgrade some various armors and weapons. I'm still working on the scales. I think I have about 10. I have 8. Okay, I need 30 scales in order to max out the Dragon Remnant Covenant. Yeah. So I have a ways to go, but I'll be doing that between episodes. So hopefully I'll have it done by the end. But I'll definitely do it before we switch into New Game Plus. That's for sure. Because yeah, I don't want to do farming that in the New Game Plus difficulty. So. So that's basically all I did. Farm the Imperfects. I think I might have gone back to Shrine of Amana for the Twinkling Titanites, but mainly the Imperfects and Shulva. And upgrade weapons, armors. I think I might have leveled up once. Maybe. If I did, it was in Dexterity, but... And that's it. That's all I did between episodes. Yeah. Just farm some, upgrade materials. And today, we're going to be starting Crown of the Ivory King. Yep. Making our way to Eleum Loyce. Yep. So, we're going to start the DLC, the last one. Yep, the last DLC. Yep. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. It is probably the better of, it is the best of the 3 DLCs, minus the challenge area. The challenge area in the Ivory King sucks. It is probably among a lot of people place it at the top of the worst FromSoft areas ever made, and for good reason. But yeah, not looking forward to that. I will do it. I will run through it. I will get to Lud and Zolan at the end. Not looking forward to it, but I will do it. So, yep, that's the plan. We're gonna do Eleum Loyce and just get as far as we can. Maybe getting the Eye of the Priestess, maybe, but that might be asking too much. So, no, we'll see. We'll see. And our equipment for today is starting off with our Possessed Armor Sword plus 10. Yep. We got this from one of the Possessed Armors in the Broom Tower. Yep. Maxed it out. Giving it a try, because I know the enemies in the DLC in the Ivory King, I think most of them are weakest to fire, which is why I picked this weapon. Probably should have gone, probably better to use a strike weapon against some of them, but we're going to go with our Possessed Armor Sword. Just try it out. Yep. Then I have the Hunter Bow, King Shields, Pyromancy Flame, plus 10, because we are using Pyromancies again, because I'm pretty sure most, if not all, the enemies in the DLC are weakest to fire, except the bosses, and maybe like an enemy here or there, but fire's your primary choice for the DLC here. I have Calamity Ring, Stone Ring, hopefully to stagger enemies, faster cast speeds, and Spell Quartz Ring plus 3, because again, most of the enemies in DLC will be doing magic damage. Yeah, there's a few sorcerer type enemies. I think the basic enemies, I think I don't remember what they're called, but they have a rapier that I think it does magic damage as well. So, or it allows them to do a magic spell. So that's why I have this, mainly because we have to deal with magic damage. And our armor, I got the Forlorn, Hood of the Forlorn, Raimi's armor, Drake Blood gauntlets, and Raimi's leggings. Yep. I mean, I probably could have used Raimi's armor, but I like the Drake Bloods. I think it works. We are a Black Knight. And our Flask, Radiant Life Gem, Crimson Waters. Probably gonna have to replenish spell uses. Might as well regain health at the same time. I might be able to use fire arrows and poison arrows, just in case. And here are our stats. Again, if I did level up, it was in the dexterity, but now we're looking at about 160,000 to level up. So leveling at this point is going to be time consuming if I ever do it. But alright. I have 2 copies of Great Combustion using Fire Snake. I did try it out. it is really powerful, and hopefully it'll come in handy here. You should be able to hit multiple enemies with this. Like if you target the enemy in the back of a group, it should go through all of them. But we'll see. We'll see. And Great Fireball, just in case, or whenever we need fire range. Alright. Alright. I think I rambled on long enough. Shall we get to it? Yeah, we'll get to it. Yep, and here we go. Access to the Crown of the Ivory King is through the shrine here. Yep, this is the Shrine of Winter. The store only opens if you beat the 4 old ones or have 1,000,000 soul memory. Yep. And through here is the way to Drangelic Castle. Oh. Forbidden is the path to the ancient king's domain. With water dry and path of mists, willful temptation is dismissed. Trespassers will face adversity befitting a monarch. Eleum Loyce, land of the Ivory King, lies cold as death, nary a hint of warmth remaining. Okay. A little warning about the memory of the Ivory King here. Well, we're going to ignore it, because we have a crown to grab. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Big walls. You can see it probably came out a bit more. Yep. Apparently down below is probably the frigid outskirts is down below. Yeah. Probably can't notice anything. But, yep. That's almost like Twilight. And here's the spot where you put down your summon signs. You can be summoned to the frigid outskirts. Yep. You can actually see a bit of the wall. If there's the entrance to Eleum Loyce, that over there is the entrance to the frigid outskirts right above our heads. Alright. It's the same door as all the others. So.
Eleum Loyce, turn back. The old chaos hungers still.
The old chaos hungers still. Yeah. Looks almost like an eye. Yeah. We were warned to turn back. The chaos still hungers. Frozen Eleum Loyce. Yep, so this blizzard effect is going to be here until we find, I think, the Eye of the Priestess. I think it's going to be around. I don't know, there is a way to turn it off. I think it's right down there, actually. Yeah, it's that right there. Right above our heads. Eye of the Priestess is down there. Architecture definitely reminds me of Anne Orlando. Yep. Definitely reminds me of that.
Go back. Arthur is watching. Go back.
I know Alva's watching. We're not going to fight him. Don't worry. Yep. Through here is Alva, the king's pet. At this point, he is practically impossible to fight. He is invisible, and there's a raging blizzard, so he's not really invisible, but he's super transparent. And with the blizzard effect on top, he's practically invisible. So you can fight him, you can damage him, but you're not going to see what he's doing. You're not going to tell how far he is, what he's doing, all that stuff. So I do not recommend fighting him now. You can at your own peril. So I think once you've traversed the fog, I think you can't come back out. I'm pretty sure you can't come back out. I'm going to check. In order to do that, I'm going to put on my... Put that on. Just so I don't lose my souls, but... Alright. Probably going to die. I'm not going to actually fight. I'm just going to check to see if we can actually exit. Alright. Let's see if we can actually exit. I'm pretty sure you can't.
One without the sign has arrived. Do be merciful, and end things swiftly.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so you cannot leave. So we'll just exit out of here. Oop, I did not realize there was a dialogue line once you pass through the gate. I'm sorry about that. Alright. So yeah, so you can't exit once you enter, so don't even bother fighting it right now. Not until you find the Eye of the Priestess. Alright, so for now, we'll leave Ava alone. So the only way forward is this way. And there are invisible enemies, although there's only like 3 of them that are actually invisible I have to worry about. These are going to be your basic enemies. Yeah, his rapier here has a magic attack to it, which he did. Right. So I'm going to check, see if this does any better. I doubt it, but... Spear guy... Probably a mace is probably going to be better. Yeah. Mace is probably going to be a better bet. Alright, just checking, but we'll stick with our sword here. We'll put that there. Gems, won't say no. Gotta check for fake walls. I know there are some about, but... Yep, this is broken. Alright. I want to check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the maze is your better bet. Yeah. While the blizzard is raging, torches don't work. So if we step out here, our torch will go away. Yeah. So as long as the blizzard is raging, no torch. Get away from her. Almost. Well, if we had our ring of blades. Yeah, we'll just go with it. Right. This right here is a retainer. She's a spellcaster type enemy. As long as the blizzard is raging, she's not going to do much of anything. But once the blizzard subsides, she's going to get aggressive. And so, for now, just you can ignore her. Just ignore it for now. Gold fruit bomb, which I think is faith. Yep. I figured you had to follow up. Yep, 298. Yeah, strike damage is the way to go. Yep, they're dogs. Ah. Yeah. I need to get up. It's probably a better spot right here. Alright. Did not mean to aggro all of them. So I guess they all aggro together. Huh. Winged spear +7. Won't say no to that. Loving my spears. Although I think at this point I have enough for all the elements, so... Couple torches, which we can't use while the blizzard's going. I think you get invaded by a NPC down there, along that bridge right there. Yeah, some of these paths are also blocked while the blizzard's going. once a blizzard stops, these little chunks will disappear. So we're going to have to run back through this place again. But this retainer. Got a whole bunch of enemies. Yep. That guy over there, he has crystals on his back, which means you cannot backstab him. Nope. He is immune to backstabs. These guys aren't. I really don't want to, but I'm going to have to. Yeah. They aggro together. Through the wall, huh? Why don't ya? Ooh, you dropped something. Is it your rapier? Yes, it is. It's probably one of the best weapons in the game. The ice rapier. There we go. One shot backstab. Don't mind if I do. Alright. While that guy's just chilling there, let's check out that ice rapier. Let me, here, let's probably see it better. Yep. Yep. B and Dex. Nice. 165 base damage. It has bleed on it as well. Yeah. Rapier wielded by sorcerers of Eleum Loyce, imbued with a magic that is released with a strong attack. A great protective wall was erected to protect Eleum Loyce from the encroaching chaos. These sorcerers were among its defenders. Yep. So, Eleum Loyce brace for combat against the chaos, encroaching chaos. Which we will learn that is the chaos of Izalith, actually. I can't believe we got that early on. Nice. Cool. I remember there being more of these guys down here. There he is. Come on. Ow. Thank you. Yeah, I think he also has a lot more poise. And a bit more health, too. But you cannot backstab these guys with his little crystal on his back. Do I want to... Yeah. Let's just see how strong you are. You don't do anything, really. I thought you would at least get up, but nope, you don't even do that. Yeah, again, these little ice... These ice will disappear once the blizzard goes away. So there will be more items, you know. I also think some of these piles will also disappear. I know we'll definitely have to do at least one more run through the city afterwards. I heard ya. Yep, there you are. Did not mean to do that. You can't backstab that guy. care of him. Ah. Yeah, not being able to backstab these guys is tough. Thank you. Especially these spear guys. Yeah. Not being able to backstab them is a real hassle. Alright, so... yeah, can't go that way, the bridge is out. You just gonna stand up there and spam spells? Yes, you are. Small blue bird. Don't mind if I do. I think I have to go this way. Alright, come here, you. Ah, I knew it. Right, so we're just gonna back off, fight him down here. Yeah, he has a lot more health. They are tougher, that's for sure. Yeah, apparently there's sorcerers wearing chainmail armor. Interesting choice. This is the way back up. I don't think we can get over there till the blizzard's gone. If I remember right, this is a couple of dogs in here. I thought it was a... This guy wasn't blocking, he would have been knocked down. Alright, let's back off. Oh, these guys. Expecting to do one thing, but they do another. Oh well. Yeah, but you saw that fire snake knocked the one guy down. If the other one wasn't blocking, he would have got knocked down too. Yeah, see, dog. Get punched. Alright. This door opens. I think that's the way forward. Opens. Take our head out. Oh, this is the way forward. Okay, never mind. Really? Oh, you. We'll tank it. We're good. In fact, we'll drink our crimson. Ooh, stored a lot of spell uses. Another spear guy. Yes, you are. Should have regen stamina. One punch should do it. There we go. Alright, so that's how we're going to deal with them. We're just going to Great Combustion them. Alright. Alright. Check your corners. Let us into Captain Price. Come back to you. I think this is a dead end. Yeah, for now it's a dead end. I think it is, anyway. That is a golem. Well, it's a golem, but it's not the golem. There's a different kind of golem that's kind of like served as the heavy knights for Eleum Loyce. That's not it. That's like a lesser golem. I'll just call him lesser golem. Yeah. We also have chests. Those chests will become available once the blizzard dies down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't backstab him either. Okay, never mind. Okay, so you can backstab these guys. Okay. Okay. We got 3 chests we have to come back for. Alright. I thought you could not backstab those guys. This is the drop down towards the tree. Okay, I know where we are. So we'll drop down. I think we have to drop down again. Yeah. I thought I heard footsteps. Might have been us. That's death. Retainer. A couple of monastery charms. Don't mind if I do. And the dark clutch ring. Okay, these guys are resistant to magic, but alright. So now we have the dark clutch ring. Or the dark version of the clutch ring, anyway. It boosts dark damage. I believe the fire clutch ring is also in here, in Eleum Loyce somewhere. That's one I want, but alright. So instead of going that, we're gonna go back this way. Check out that one room with the retainers are in. This right here. I'm pretty sure you guys will get up if I attack. Yes. Yes, you guys will get up. Alright. So as long as the blizzard's raging, they won't get up. The ones outside, anyway. Alright, this just drops us down here. Okay. So now let's go forward. I'm just gonna let the poison work. No point in going up there. Another like 3 of them are gonna pop out, so I might as well just sit here. And you're done. We've got retainers, they won't get up. Oh, they... Alright, they're not following the rules. Ah, okay. They will get up if we attack them quick enough in succession. Yes, now... Okay, they stand up, but they're not active. Alright. Alright. That clarifies that. So as long as the blizzard's raging, they won't do anything, but... Door 1. Door 2. We have this way. Alright. Ah, yes. This door will not open until these sconces are lit. But these sconces can only be lit with a torch, and your torch does not work while the blizzard is raging. So we're going to have to come back to this. Yeah, this is meant to symbolize the adding of the Great Souls to the Lord Vessel in Dark Souls 1. And you add the 4 Lord Souls, you open up the door to the kiln. Yep. That's what this symbolizes. So we're going to have to come back to this. Alright, so we have left or right? Let's go left. Ah, Mr. Hollow. What are you doing? Alright, you're just chilling out, I guess. This drops us down towards the bridge. That's another lesser golem. Pretty poisy. Even with the stone ring and a mace, it's still 2 hits to poise break. Here's another one. And our reward, Old Bell Helm. Yep, you could put a bell on your head. Helm forged from an ancient bell. Appears to be a mere curiosity, but is in fact quite practical. The top of the helm provides significant defense. Yep. It basically prevents headshots. Yeah, so you can't take any headshot damage. And if you get hit in the head while wearing this, it'll ring the bell. I'm pretty sure it's based off the Bells of Awakening from Dark Souls 1. I'm pretty sure that's what it's based off of. But Yeah, I mean, I like the extra poise, but our defenses suffer. So it's more of a, again, more of a curiosity than anything else. Just want to double check, but I don't think there's anything else over here. Yeah. Now that's this little section done. Or this little area, anyway. Now we have the other way to go. And I'm pretty sure there's no fake walls in here, yeah. Alright, so now we have this way to go, which I'm pretty sure is the, yep, path forward. Looks like it's a drop down. Yep, no way back up. Bonfire. Alright. To be honest, I don't want to rest, because, well, yeah. I'm gonna have to. Never mind. Abandoned dwelling. I was thinking of, if I don't rest, I can run through the area again and have all the enemies dead already, but I don't think it's practical to do that. So, alright. This way we have our durability up and everything. Just checking. Alright. Pretty sure your guys are immune to poison. Yeah, I'm almost positive you guys are immune to poison. Because you're just, you know, a golem that's been animated, but apparently those giant iron warriors in Broom Tower are also like golems animated, but they're susceptible to poison. I think it's a bow, but no, it's not a bow, it's pyromancy. Ran out of stamina. If you don't have full stamina to do the attack, you actually do reduce the damage, which is meh. But I want to see if they can drop their stuff for us. But they don't seem to want to. I forgot about that. I noticed them at the last second. We'll just run away, find cover. And which one? I bet there's another guy up here. Alright. I think this disappears when the blizzard stops. couple of Lloyd's talismans. Sure, I guess I don't think it works on any of the guys here. I don't think any of these guys here actually use Estus. But this drops us out here. This is the little courtyard we ran through already. Ring of the Embedded. Ah, yes. An interesting ring at that. Yeah. Gain surprises but take increased damage. Ups your vigor by 4, endurance by 5, and your vitality by 5. Yep. That's a 14 stat point increase. But I'm pretty sure you take increased damage, yeah. Although you gain a bit more defense, you actually, again, take more damage, so it's just... It's a stat boost if you're willing to do the extra damage taken, which personally I'm not, but definitely a powerful ring. Ring crafted from the chains of the embedded. Receive various benefits, but at the cost of increased damage taken. The chains of the embedded have the power to transform people into slaves of pleasure, setting them on a path of ruin. This ring augments that particular quality. This is the chains that was bound the one guy to the door at the top of Drangelic Castle, imprisoning the Milfinito. Apparently he was bound by these things. Yeah, chains of the embedded. Into slaves of pleasure. Huh. Wow, only like one. Wow. Oh, it's the wrong weapon. Like, why is I'm only getting 1 point to mace, but no, it's... Yeah, that's 9 points. Tempted, but, yeah. We'll go back to our original sword, because I want to use it. Alright. Pretty sure that's all that's up here. Maybe use this way, get to this item. Dark Dance. I'm pretty sure it's a hex. Yep. We can use, all we need is the Ring of Faith in order to use it. Yep. A hex that converts souls into a large mass of dark. This momentous mass of dark dances to signal the joy of its own release, or perhaps merely to taunt foes as it veers towards them. Hexes are an expression of human depravity, of which this dance is a perfect example. Yep. Converts souls into a large mass of dark. I wonder how much souls we're talking about. Considering 3 uses, probably a lot. I wouldn't put it past it using everything we have, but I'll test it out and see what it looks like. But we are close to using it. We are close. Ooh. There we go. Retainer's short sword. That was one of the things I was looking for. It's a dagger. Short sword wielded by retainers in the garrison ward. Long ago, the retainers attended to the priestesses, but with their disappearance, the retainers were left to wander frigid Eleum Loyce without purpose. And retainers to priestesses. Dagger with physical and magic. Meh. It's okay, I guess. That's one of the items I wanted. They can also drop their robes as well. That's also what I'm looking for. But all right, so go back this way. All right, we can go this way. Alcove in there. Oh, there's the golem. That's the golem I was talking about. Yep. Yeah, this guy's strong to weak to strike, but it's not bad. I knew he was going to follow up. There we go. Yep, this is the golem I was talking about earlier. Yep. He can drop his weapon, his shield, and his armor, which is actually pretty cool looking armor too, so I do want it. And so, these are the big knight type enemies of the area. Yeah. Again, probably would have gone better if I had, my mace out, but now from the side. Means it's a shortcut, and you can see a guy there. And you're poisoned. Cool. Just gonna wait for it to go. Tick, tick, tick. And it's done. Cool. Couple of life gems. Open the gates. We're getting there, don't worry. Now we're on the outer wall here. Can you be poisoned? I don't think so. Yeah, he's just gonna sit there. I'm pretty sure that hollow just T-posed. There is the way to check if he's poisonable. And we're going to... I don't need that anymore. Yes, you can be poisoned. Wow. Alright. Again, I'm pretty sure these guys are golems, not actual people. But they can be poisoned. Cool. That is good to know. Good to know. It's locked. Alright. This is the way towards the frigid outskirts. Whether you want to pick up the key to this door or not is up to you. But, yeah. So, once we have the key, we can access the frigid outskirts. I'll probably do that at the end of Eleum Loyce, because I'd rather not do that. I'm going to push it off as long as I can. There's another golem. Come on, golem. And a punch. Open this door. This is where that one guy was at. Whole bunch of chests. Another ice rapier, alright. And a mimic. Yep, frozen in time. Yep. Again, once the blizzard subsides, this ice melts, and this mimic's gonna go to a spot. So just a little preview to come. Right. So we can't do anything with this room for now. Is it over here or is it over there? I think it's over there. Give me your thing, huh? Yeah, I think it's over there. Alright. Gonna try and poison you if I can. There we go. 4 arrows and you're poisoned. Cool. And that should kill him, I believe. If it doesn't, it comes really close. Oh, he heals. Ah, you heal. Okay. That I did not know. Alright, so we're not going to go out that way. We're just going to let him come to us. Trust me, let him come to you. Okay, so he's... Alright, he's not an automaton. He's an actual person. Okay. Because he drank an Estus. Nice. We got part of his armor. That's what I'm looking for. Rampart Golem armor. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. A lot more poise. It has curse resistance as well. Nice. Armor of the Rampart Golems. Granted life by the Ivory King. The golems were charged with the containment of the creatures of chaos within the boundaries of the wall. When the doors of Eleum Loyce were flung open, the palace turned frigid and lifeless, but the golems remained dutifully on guard. Oh yeah, it looks really, really cool. If I had the rest of the armor pieces, definitely. I'll just check and see if there's any stat boost on it, but most stat boosts are going to be on helmets. Alright. That was good. That was good. We liked it. Alright, this section is a pain in the butt. There are, I think, 2 or 3 NPC-like enemies here, and they are invisible. Yeah, you need the eye of the priestess to actually see them. Similar to the enemies in the shaded woods. Yeah, you might be able to make them out, but for the most part, you probably won't. Yep. I think for the most part, they man the ballistas, if I remember right. But alright, so we might get backstabbed. Yeah, we don't want that. I might put on the Jester robes just for this section, but... Yeah, if I remember right, they should be manning the ballistas. I don't know. At least they can anyway. Yep, there, right there. They just barely make them out. Yep, there it is. You just barely make them out. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them. they're going to be on these ballistas. So smart play would be just to run to the left. Yeah, I think the left is the way forward. Yeah, again, smart play is just to ignore the section altogether and just run. Oh, he has a great sword. I was hoping to, ow. I was hoping to poison him, but I don't think I poisoned him. Oh, I did. There we go. Nice. Alright. Again, the smart move is to ignore the spot, but I'm not going to do the smart move because I am dumb. Oops. I think it's him right there. What's that wheel? Might be a wheel. Alright, well. Prism stones. Did he go back to his spot? Yeah, there he is, right there. Alright, well, whatever. I'm gonna come back. I'm just gonna come back, yeah. I don't think they respawn anyway, so we'll come back. Yep. Container. There we go. The retainer robes. That's what I was looking for. Not bad, not bad. Robe the retainers of the cathedral city. Yep. Tended the priestesses, put them gone, and left the wanderer without purpose. Yep. Yeah, it's too bad you can't actually put the hood up, but... Cool. I see. I saw your spear. Thought you were gonna... I don't think this works. Oh, it does work. Okay. There's probably an enemy on there. Yep. Alright, so that one pathway that was blocked is now unblocked. That's where the rampart golem was. I think that's... Pretty sure that's the way forward. Alright. I was going to get our stamina back, but... Alright, so we'll go this way. I think down there is the way forward, but... Check over here. Anybody home? Ooh, whole bunch of dogs. Thank you. That's what matters. Alright. You know, before this, there's this little thing. Climb up. It's an invisible ladder, yeah. This ladder is like the other enemies and some of that. Well, this ladder, like those two enemies back by the ballistas. If you have the Eye of the Priestess, it shows up, but even though you can't see it, you can still interact with it. I don't think there's any other ladder like that, but knock him down. And our reward? Splintering Lightning Spear. 50 faith, so we can use it. Yeah. Developed from a primal miracle, launches splintering spears of lightning. Ever since miracles came to be, learned men have endeavored to rework and remold them into their satisfaction. This is one such effort. Probably based on the Great Lightning Spear. I think it shoots out an orb and then lightning spears come off of that. Kind of like shoot out in all directions. But might give it a try. Let's see. We'll see. Alright. So that's the only thing in there. This dude should have fallen down. Human effigy, don't mind if I do. Another dog. Cool. Soul of a great hero. Cool. There's a chest right there. And again, we can't use it until the blizzard dies down. There's our time. Yeah, we'll probably go and fight Alva and probably end it at that. We should be able to get to the Eye of the Priestess at that point. Then we could probably backtrack to this little section here with the crossbow guys and fight Alva. Oop, we drop down. Crimson water, don't mind if I do. Actually not a bad idea.
Turn away and never look back. No one must ever find that which is sheltered in the Eleum Loyce.
That should not be found in Eleum Loyce. take the stairs, and here should be... Eye of the Priestess. Yep. Now that we have the eye, we can see that enemy was not there before, because that was an invisible enemy. Eye of the Priestess allows one to see the unseen. Yep. So the first priestess who watched over Eleum Loyce. All the great priestesses replaced one of their birth eyes with this, returning it after their term was complete. So now we can see Ava. We can see the invisible hollow enemies. I'm pretty sure you can also go back to the Shaded Woods and those guys will show up as well, which is nice. Now up from the side. We got a Drake Keeper Great Hammer. And it should now be targetable. R1 spam for the win. I have no qualms about doing that. That should be Alva's arena up there. I think this just takes us back towards the first bonfire. Hopefully it doesn't drop us straight into Alva's arena, which it might. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. A couple of Luring Skulls. Skeptic Spice. Luring Skulls probably would have been a good idea. They probably work against the smaller soldier enemies. I'm going to assume it's Ava, but... Alright. I don't think it is, but I'm just going to assume so anyway. No, he's above us. Never mind, it's not Ava. We'll be below him. It's another bonfire. That might be Ava breathing up above us, but... Open the gate! This little room. To be honest, I am tempted to not go any further. What was it time? Actually, you know what? Screw it. We'll just keep going. We'll make this one a good long one. I don't care. I don't care. I want to beat Alva, which means I have to get back to where he was. I mean, I could just fast travel back to the beginning, but I don't want to do that. I want to try opening up the rest of Eleum Loyce. Because we're going to have to go through here. Alright. That's fine. Cool. There's another, at least one more in there. There we go. I think that should be all the retainer enemies. Oop, did not mean to do that. Now you're good as dead, so it's gonna wait for you to die so we can go take you on your friend. Thank you. Mr. Shield of Ice Guy. He was blocking at that time, so... I saw that coming too. What he's gonna do is freaking charge. Alright. Again, we got some more chests you can't work with, but these things right here, these are golems. They have a particular name, but they're another type of golem. They're similar to the golems in Drangelic Castle. If an enemy dies nearby, it'll get absorbed, it'll absorb the souls, and it will come to life. Yeah. So it's best to avoid killing enemies near these things. Yeah. Although in this particular room it's going to be hard because of these retainers that they don't like to move very far. Yeah. So we're going to have to look forward to this room again. Ugh. Alright. Is it here? I don't think it's here. Oh, yeah, it's. I think we have to get invaded. There's an invader that uses the silver something. That uses a silver talisman to transform into something in the environment. Yeah, there's an invader that uses one of those, so we have to keep an eye out for that. Hello? Holy Knight Orium. I think this is the guy. I think this is the guy that uses the silver talisman. Couple of dried roots. Yeah, I think this is the guy. Yeah, I think it's him over there. Another lure him down here. Ah, there's two of them. That's what I don't want. Luckily that worked out, so. Oops. He blocked. That's fine, we'll take it. Alright, so Holy Knight's dude is one of these barrels. Yep. So just keep an eye on a barrel that moves. You might be over there. Cool. So this path is blocked. I don't think there's any fake walls down here. Alright, so we still have to deal with the Holy Knight Invader. He is around. Aha. Gotta check the barrels. Cool. Yeah, I think he creeps up on you when you're trying to go for that chest. There he is. What are you wearing? It's like a Drangelic mail, or the Drangelic armor? It looks like it's Drangelic. I'm trying to get a good look at his armor, just to kind of... Normally you can get an idea of where they're from their armor. The Drangelic armor... Stamina back. No heals. Only eye heals. Alright. Holy Knight Eleum. An effigy. Cool. Yep. I remember him being around. I just wasn't sure if he was in now or later. Looks like he's now. A Holy Knight using silver talismans. Posh. Yeah. Yeah, he really kind of sneaks up on you when you open up this chest here. Yep, 10 silver talismans. Guarding his stash, I guess. Alright, so he kind of spawns in right about here. Cool. Takes us up. Oh, okay, here we go. Now we're at the Alva fights. We can summon Steelheart Ellie. Looks like that's all we can summon, huh? Alright. Yep, and there he is. There's Ava, King's pet. We'll put the repair powder on here, because we are going to need repair powder, that is for sure. We'll be fine. I want to say he's weak to fire, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't be surprised if that was wrong, but we'll keep it anyway. Alright. I think we're good. Alright. So now we have, with the Eye of the Priestess, we can now take on Alva, the King's Pet. The big thing with Alva is that he has a similar durability degradation as Sin, the Slumbering Dragon. And so your weapons will take extra durability damage when you attack Alva. So that's why I have Repair Powder on here, just in case we need it. And because he uses that same mechanic as Sin, Ultra Great Swords, Halberds, Scythes, they're bugged in that they take a stupid amount of durability damage. So if you're using any of those weapons, definitely have Repair Powder because you're going to break them pretty quickly. I mean, Alva is a big old cat enemy. He's pretty quick. He has a grab attack, which sucks, but he can summon ice magic spear things. He has an AoE blast if you get close. He's quick for his size, that's for sure. We are going to probably get whacked a few times. I wouldn't be surprised if I died here, to be honest. But just kind of stick close, swing where you can, back off where you have to. I'm not quite sure how useful Pyromancy is going to be at because he is pretty aggressive, and again, he's quick for his size, so he's going to close the gap pretty quickly, either by running at you or just by lunging at you. But so now that we have the Eye of the Priestess, we can see him, so we can actually do this fight now. Alright. I think we're good. I mean, I could take out my Manslayer and hopefully try to poison him. That's actually not a bad idea. Alright. We'll try that. We're going to try and poison Alva. Although he's probably, if he's not outright immune, he's pretty resistant to it, so it might take a good couple swings. But Alright. Alright, shall we, Alright. Here we go.
This dead city has nothing to offer. Go back. Do not seek the old chaos, nor its twisted flame.
Well, that's not what we seek. What we seek is the crown. Like, luckily I think she repeated her dialogue, so... Alright, Alva, there you are. Here, kitty kitty, I got some treats for ya. Those are the little magic projectiles. I think that's the grab attack. Should have known delay swipes. That's the grab again. As you can see, my weapon durability is pretty poor right now, even though we've only hit him like a few times. So he might be outright immune to poison. That's the AoE blast. No kitty. Right. So I'm going to assume he's immune to poison. Ah, I thought it was straight hit. least we blocked, so that's fine. Always roll to the side when he does the grab attack. His hitbox will linger for a bit in front of him. Oop. He backed up, so that's why we got hit. Let's hop off. I wonder what our pyromancies will do. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I saw that one coming. Follow it up. Nope. That was delayed. Should have known. Ah! That was on me. I should have waited for him to see if he was going to do that lunge back or do his little projectile attack. I was hoping for the projectile attack. That's what he usually prioritizes when he backs off. But I guess when we went to heal, he immediately switched up to lunge back in. Oh well. Alright, so now that we know he's immune to poison, so we can get rid of our manslayer. We'll keep our pyromancies, but alright. I figured we would die to that fight. He's got a ton of health, so it's a pretty slow fight. Hey, there's a summon sign. Who are you? Masterless Glencore, huh? Maybe. I'll think about it, but you can never go wrong with Masterless Glencore. Actually, let's slap on a spear. Physical spear. Just in case we need it. But, alright. Alva. Shall we try that again, Sir Alva? Well. Yeah, that first death is on me. I should have waited for him to actually do the attack before healing, but stand in the back. What you gonna do, Alva? What you gonna do? Got to be a little bit more patient. Yes. AoE Paul strike. Yeah, your weapon's pretty low durability. Luckily, repair powder isn't. Like the repair powder is a quick animation, so thought we were gonna do the AoE there. No biting or scratching. Okay, kind of bugged out there for a second. No, not good. Ooh, okay. Not sure we're gonna get out in the space and time. Yeah. Delayed attacks. Ooh. What you gonna do? Finish off the spear. There we go. Victory achieved. And we get the soul of Ava, the king's pet. Alright. Ava. Alright. Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. Yeah, just the best strategy is just to be patient. Yeah, just be patient. You know, he has a lot of open windows. When he goes to cast his little multi-projectile, it's a good opportunity to crush a life gem or to drink a flask, or maybe to use a repair powder. But yeah, so just gotta be patient. He does have, delayed pulse swipes, which obviously gets me every time. Delayed attacks get me all the time. It's something I'll probably never get over, but it's got a little AoE, which is bigger than it looks. It has no defined hitbox or visual to it. It's just a boom. But yep, when he lunges to grab, his grab attack is a lunging bite. Just roll to the side. Do not roll backwards because you will get caught. Just roll to one of the sides. Yeah. And again, as you saw, weapon durability is an issue in this fight. Even though I use a repair powder, our possessed sword here is nearly at risk. So even a few pokes with the spear put it down to like almost a quarter. So repair powder is mandatory for this fight, or you're just gonna have to cycle weapons during the fight. Yeah, because Alva's little durability damage is a lot worse than Sin. Yeah. But yeah, and that first death was on me. I should have been patient, but I wasn't. But can't win them all. Can't win them all. But we got the soul of Ava, King's pet. Each of the Ivory King's 7 beasts was conferred a specific duty. Ava was the guardianship of the king's beloved Child of Dark. The wondrous soul of his beasts can be used to acquire numerous souls or to create something of great worth. Don't quite remember what it makes. I think it makes a spell, if I'm not mistaken. But the king had 7 beasts. Yeah. We can fight 3 of them. There's Ava is here, and then at the end of the frigid outskirts is Lud and Zolan. Yeah, so there's 4 beasts that aren't accounted for. But Ava was the guardian of the Child of Dark for the Ivory King. Yep. Which goes to show that the relationship between them is actually not that bad. Yep, the king's beloved Child of Dark. Yep. So, that little line right there kind of shows you their relationship between the Ivory King and the Child of Dark. Who's been talking to us, actually? The voice we heard is, I think it's Alsana. I could be wrong. I think it's Alsana. But, alright. Lava. Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. Yeah, if it wasn't for the durability damage, this fight would be a lot better, in my opinion. Alright. So we have a door. It's not from the side. We'll finish this episode by talking to the Child of Dark here in the cathedral. Take a look at the statues. They kind of remind me a little bit of the statues in, I think it's the Profane Capital in Dark Souls 3. I could be wrong. I might be remembering wrong. But the Grand Cathedral. And this statue is missing its head. Yeah, we'll rest, just get our durability back. Yep. Grand Cathedral. And there it is, she is. The Child of Dark is right above our heads. And talk.
To think Arthur could be bested. Who are you?
I'm chosen undead? I don't know. Just call me Claire.
This land is barren, cursed by the old chaos. It gave birth to atrocities, and the people fled in fear. Until our Lord, the Ivory King, came.
And he came and banished the chaos, I guess.
My dear Lord, a most true king. It was with his magnificent soul that he built Eleum Loyce and contained the spread of chaos. But the chaos would not be sated, and the king gave his own soul.
He used his soul to build Eleum Loyce to contain the chaos, but it could not satiate his hunger. So the king gave it its soul, huh? To protect the people, I guess? Like a true king, I guess?
Inevitably, the king was drained of vigor and plunged into the chaos's heart. Eleum Loyce was frozen in time, its leader lost. I remain here to contain the chaos, honoring my Lord's wishes. Perhaps one day he will return. There is nothing here, save that accursed flame.
Well, he will return, just not alive, that's for sure. There's a lot of things here besides the flame. There's items to gather, enemies to loot, all the fun stuff.
I have but one wish. That my dear Lord might be freed from that unspeakable chaos. I haven't had strength to help him myself. But perhaps one such as you. Though I am yet to know your name, stranger, will you lend me your strength?
Just say yes, yeah. Just saying yes, just to, I think at this point you can access the fight if you say yes, but... Yes, we will lend you our strength to end your king's suffering.
Kind visitor, I thank you. Let me open the path to chaos. And please, do all you can.
Alsana's seals undone. The winds of Eleum Loyce are ceased. Yep. So now the way to the final boss.
Many of Eleum Loyce's faithful knights followed their lord into the chaos. But not one of them returned. The king's dutiful subjects waited patiently for his homecoming. But it was too long a wait to bear. The knights of Eleum Loyce await a new leader. One who will guide them into chaos.
Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so now she calms the blizzard. All the stuff that was frozen is now unfrozen. Yep, and you can actually do the fight with the Ivory King if you really wanted to. I do not recommend it. I would only suggest going back out through Eleum Loyce to find the other knights. Yep, because there's 4 in total. I think one of them is already down there. But yeah, I do not recommend it. They help a lot. Because once you get down there, the Ivory King fight is a brawl with a bunch of charged Loyce knights, and then after some time the actual Ivory King shows up. But yeah, you need your other knights to seal up the portals that prevent the other charged Loyce knights from joining the fight. So yeah, I mean, you can do it if you really want to. I've never done it. It's really hard. You may not be able to do it, but it's there if you want to. But again, I recommend going out, getting the other knights to help you. But so now the blizzard's gone. We have to go run through Eleum Loyce again to get all the other goodies. Yep, and to get all the other knights. So that'll probably be next episode, or 2, or 3, depending on how big it is. Yeah. But alright. Anything else, Alsana?
Many of Eleum Loyce's faithful knights followed them, but not one of them.
Okay.
The king's, but then one.
Okay, you're just repeating at this point. Okay. It is possible to get up there to where Alsana is, but you need soul or Loyce Knights, or Loyce Souls, I think they were called. Yeah, you can only get them from the charged Loyce Knights down in the Chaos in the final boss arena. Yeah, you need like 50. Yes, 50. So that's gonna happen after the Ivory King. Yeah, so it's gonna be a while before we get up there. I do recommend gathering Loyce souls in order to get to her. I think the only way to get her soul is to actually get up there and talk to her in person. You also get Loyce armor pieces as you break the ice. So definitely worth it. You get an armor set and a soul item. All right, Alsana, we'll come back. I just want to check. I believe there is at least one knight down here. I think there's at least one. Yeah, he's right there. So we have 3 more to gather. Through that fog is the old Ivory King. Okay. Cool. Sorry, buddy. Not yet. Alright. So we'll grab this chest and call an episode. Yep. I think this is a shield, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, the vessel shield. Shield depicting a priestess of Eleum Loyce. Emanates a certain heat that heightens the abilities of its bearer. The priestesses who devoted themselves to appeasing the ancient flame are no longer. It provides 1 vigor, 1 endurance, 4 strength, 4 dexterity, 1 adaptability, 1 intelligence, 1 faith. Ooh yeah. I mean, it's not the best shield in terms of shield stat, but the bonuses it gives to your stats is definitely a valid argument. Just have this on your back and you should be fine. But let's think of our king shield, because we're a king. Or a queen at this point anyway, but alright. Yep, so now if we go back out here, the blizzard's gone, the ice is gone. Now various parts of the area that we couldn't access before is now accessible. Chests that were frozen are now unfrozen. Alright. Alright, and with that, we're gonna wait. Before we do that, we gotta check on what we can get from Ava's soul. I'm pretty sure it's just a spell. Almost forgot. Yep.
Hello there.
Why, yes, I have a wondrous soul. Ah, it is a weapon. Okay. Ivory straight sword. Yep, sword of Fabian, Knight of Eleum Loyce. This blade, crafted with ivory ore native to the land, harnesses souls to slash at foes. Sir Fabian led the loyal Knights of Eleum Loyce straight into the depths of chaos to exterminate the terrible things that dwelled there. But not one of the selfless knights returned. I'm pretty sure if you swing with this, it'll form like an energy blade. Yeah, I think it does anyway. But 40 dex, there's no scaling bonuses, so the 212 over there is what it's got. Yep. Alright. thought it was a spell, but it looks like it's an actual weapon for Alva.
Come again.
Let me check with Straight anyway, just to make sure.
Well, very funny.
Okay, it's just that weapon. Alright.
Feeble, let's hope.
Now we're going to do this in Eleum Loyce. Right here. Granite Cathedral. Alright. Alright, yep. Now we're done. Now we're ready to close it out. Excuse me. Alright. And with that, I'll finally call an episode. Yep. We began our adventures in the crown of the Ivory King. Yep. Made our way here to Eleum Loyce through the Shrine of Winter. When we first came, we saw a beautiful vista outside the walls. And then we just made our way in. And before we could even get to the main gates, we were, I don't say, asundered by Alsana's warning to turn back, to, do not disturb Eleum Loyce. But we did not heed her warning, and we ventured in anyway. Yep. Immediately to the left, you can go and immediately fight Alva if you wanted to. Do not recommend it. He's practically invisible with the whole blizzard thing, and without the Eye of Priestess, he's also very, very transparent. Yeah, so he's practically impossible to fight. Well, you can do it, but it's like really difficult. So I would hold off on doing it. I thought you could back out of the arena once you walked in, but you cannot. You have to actually travel out or quit out to exit his arena once you get in. But yep. And then so after that, we began our exploration through Eleum Loyce. Yep. It's a pretty straightforward path. Yeah, you had to deal with apparently they're sorcerers, but or sorcerers. Yeah. Apparently their weapon tells them they're sorcerers, but they're wearing chainmail and attacking you in melee. So I'll take that with a grain of salt. Yep. I think they are weakest to strike. I also think their weakest element is the fire. So we just kind of alternated between our possessed armor sword here and a mace. So, but we just kind of took our time, slow and steady. Yep. Probably should be using some alluring skulls and some of those encounters just to help mitigate the pressure. But yeah, we just kind of worked our way through. Yep. Yeah, through the I'm just gonna call them. I don't know what they're called. I don't remember what the game calls them, but I'm just gonna call them foot soldiers. Yeah, the blue guys with the rapiers and this spear and shield. I just call them foot soldiers. Yep. So we worked our way through them, through some dogs, gathered up some items, mainly soul items, some heal items here and there, radiant life gems, that kind of stuff. Some upgrade materials here and there. Picked up a winged spear +7. Won't say no to a good spear. Fought through some dogs. Worked our way through some more enemies. Yeah. So encountered the retainer enemies. They're like little handmaids to the priestesses that are no longer here. Yeah. While the blizzard is going, and they're not indoors, they do not do anything. You can smack them all you want and they won't respond. Yeah. But now that the blizzard's gone, they will get up and they will become hostile. Yeah, so running back through Eleum Loyce at this point to get all the nooks and crannies is going to be a lot harder just because those enemies are now active. Yep. And there are two different kinds of retainers. There's ones with the daggers, so they'll probably run up to you in melee. Then you have the ones with staffs, which will sit back and spam spells. Yeah. So that's not gonna be fun. Yeah. But so we just kind of worked our way through the city, dealt with foot soldiers, retainers. The items of note that we got is the Ring of the Embedded, which is a pretty powerful ring if you don't mind the extra damage taken. Yeah. It boosts like your vigor by 4, your endurance by 5, and your vitality by 5. So, yeah, definitely a good ring. But again, if you don't mind the extra damage taken, I think it's like 30% extra. I never used it because I don't like having negative impacts on like defenses or offenses, so I never actually used it. Another item of note was the Dark Clutch Ring. It's a ring that boosts dark damage. Again, but it reduces our physical damage. Our physical defenses. The retainers were kind enough to drop their dagger and their roe for us. The soldiers were kind enough to drop 2 of their ice rapiers. One of the best weapons in the game. Another item of loot was the Splintering Lightning Spear. We got near the end of our adventure, our first pass through the Eleum Loyce. Right here. We also picked up a Dark Dance. Yep. Another hex that we picked up along the way. Came upon various chests frozen in ice. One of them in particular was actually a mimic. Yep. Yeah, you can see the mimic in like mid stand-up animation, sit-down animation. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's a mimic. But lots of twists and turns. Had to deal with the foot soldiers with their crystal growths on the back, which prevent them from being backstabbed, which makes them a bit tougher. But I think when we encounter those enemies, particularly the ones with the spear and shield, we just rely on our great combustion to, burst them down. But we encounter the lesser golems. Yeah, I call them lesser golems. Yeah, they're golems, but they don't quite have the shield or whatnot, weapon and shield. They're a pretty tanky enemy. Yeah, even with the stone ring and a mace, they took like 2 hits to poise break. So yeah, they're pretty tanky. Picked up the Old Bell Helm. A little interesting little helmet that blocks critical hits to your head. And every time you get hit in the head, it dings, which is kind of funny. Yeah. It's pretty good physical defenses, but other than that, it's got some decent poise as well, but stick with my little forlorn hood here. Found a sealed door that requires us to light the nearby braziers to open. We couldn't do that before, but now that the blizzard is dead or gone, that we can now actually light it up and pass through it. Came upon the actual rampart golems, as they're called. Yep, the bigger golems that I was thinking about earlier. Yep. Encountered them. They're like the knight type enemies in this little area. Yeah, the bigger, stronger, tougher enemies. But one of them was kind enough to drop their chest armor for us. So yeah, I really do like that armor set. Yeah, it really is cool looking in my opinion. So I will go grab that when I can. I found the entrance to the access. Found the entrance. Well, found the it's the entrance to, or nah, it's not quite entrance because it's a transition. But we found the. It's a coffin ride. Yeah, we found the little coffin that will take us to the frigid outskirts, but it requires a key to open, so we're gonna have to go find that eventually. Figured out that rampart golems can be poisoned. encountered an invisible ladder out on the outer wall, which led us to the splintering lightning spear. Yep, so when we go back out there, now that we have the Eye of the Priestess, that ladder will show up, but you can have to interact with it anyway. So, yep, came upon another a section with some invisible hollowed enemies. Yep. There's a couple of ballistas out there. I knew they were out there. They tend to sit by the ballista, hoping you would walk in front. We did manage to kill one of them, luckily. We were able to poison him, but he got several hits off on us. So, yeah. So unless you have the Eye of the Priestess, I highly recommend not doing that little section, because those enemies are practically invisible. So good luck. Yep, elevator switch to lift up an elevator that was blocking a path earlier. Was invaded by a Holy Knight's Orham? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. Yeah, he invades and immediately uses the silver talisman to transform himself into a barrel. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so once he invaded any barrel we saw, we chucked a fireball at until he eventually popped up. Yeah, so if you encounter for the first time, you probably won't know that he'll use the silver talisman. You go up the stairs, you see the chest, you go towards the chest, you try to open it, and he sneaks up on you and backstabs you. Yeah, so it's a nice little surprise. It's one of the things I like about Dark Souls 2, that their NPC enemies tend to have like a little, I want to say, well, unique AI to them. Yeah, like the Holy Knight here, he used a silver talisman. Molden, the assassin from the Broom Tower, his little AI is like, yep, time to go retreat down further in. Yep, use the enemies to his advantage. Yeah, so we'll encounter some more NPC invaders like that who have like a little special little uniqueness to them. And what else? I'm trying to remember what else was unique that we picked up, or of importance, I would say. Well, we got the Eye of the Priestess for sure. I think those are the only main loots I could think about. Ring of the Embedded, Dark Clutch Ring, Wing Spear +7, the Miracle, Splintering Lightning Spear, Dark Dance. I think that was really it that stood out while we explored the Eleum Loyce this first time through. So we eventually made our way to the resting place of the last priestess. Yeah, because where the Eye of the Priestess was. Yes, the Eye of the Priestess is meant to be passed down to the next generation of priestess, but since it was on a skeleton corpse, I guess they no longer have any more priestesses to pass on. So we picked it up, and at that point, the invisible enemies were now visible. Yep. Yeah, so now we could go back to where the ballistas were at, deal with the other hollowed NPCs there. We probably will do that on our next pass through Eleum Loyce here. And so we've got the Eye of the Priestess, took care of a hollowed enemy. We eventually made our way back up to where we could fight Alva, the king's pet. Yep, and we did. We took on Alva, the king pet. And we were doing pretty good until I got impatient. Yeah, it's the best way I could describe it. Yeah, our death to Alva was on me. That was definitely my fault. I should have waited a bit just to see what he would do, just to have a clear opening to heal up, but I didn't. Yeah. And so I went to heal. He did his little lunging paw swipe and got us. Yeah. But our second time's a charm. Yep, second time's a charm. I was a bit more patient. Red is moves a bit better, I think. Still got hit here and there, but for the most part, a lot better fighting the second time around. Yep. And yep, the big thing to check with Ava is that his weapon durability damage is much worse than Sin. Yep. So definitely have repair powder on you. Quite a few of them. Yep. Maybe a second weapon as well. Yep. And just, when he does this lunging bite grab attack, roll to the side. His little, when he summons projectiles, you should just be able to just strafe them. Yep. I mean, all in all, other than the durability damage, it's a pretty good fight. I liked it. But yeah. So we took down Ava, grabbed his soul, made our way up here into the Grand Cathedral, talked with Alsana in there. She asked for our help. We accepted. She opened up the way to the old chaos, ended the blizzard. So we talked with Alsana. We opened up the chest for the Vessel's shield. A pretty good shield that offers various stat boosts. So it's definitely worth having on your back. Just like two-handing a weapon. So, yep. And then after that, we checked with Orn Effects to see what we can get from Alva's Soul, which is a sword, a straight sword. I'm pretty sure it's a sword that if you swing it, it'll form like an energy blade. So, yep. And then we came back here, and that was it. Yep. Began our adventures here in Eleum Loyce. Yep. I was stubborn and continued this episode probably longer than should have, but I wanted to at least fight Alva in the first episode here. Yep. So now that the blizzard's gone, yep, which means next episode we'll be doing that all over again. Yep. We'll be running through Eleum Loyce again. Yeah, because since the blizzard's gone, the various ices are no longer there. So treasure chests that we couldn't access before are now available. And since we have the Eye of the Priestess, various enemies that we couldn't see are now visible again. Yep, looking at you, Ballista guys. And also going through the Eleum Loyce again will allow us to find the other 3 Loyce Knights that we'll definitely need when we do the Ivory King fight. So yeah, next episode we'll be going through Eleum Loyce once again. Yep. But again, that is for another episode, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.